Back alley. Oh my god, it's so obscene. Is that it? I think that's it, right? Oh, wait, what? Harvester? What is that for? Like, what do you have to do for that? Where is that? Does it tell me? This one? Oh, just clear it. Isn't there one for, like, clearing it quickly? I'll stun. Oh, so if I do like the OG ones, I can get those. I don't think there's much more like I can do outside of just waiting a couple people to show up, right? I can open these. I probably could do Sunti's favorite item, but I'm going to go to the event and we're going to just start it. I think as people walk in, yeah. And then if people watch the VOD for it, then they don't have to wait too long. So I was at way before, I think it was here, right? So I think I did this one last, just making sure. Yeah, I saw this. So, or I guess we all saw it, right? So now we're on here. Was this the one that the father was... this was the line I was looking for. I didn't remember when it happened, but we found it. It is here. her not understanding what she's trying.
そういう話じゃなくて、シュエン。何よ。あなた、次の CEO になりたい？え？パパの後を継ぎたいかってこと？なんで今そんな話をするの？あなたの言われたものね。ただの自由課題じゃないの。ジエンが記憶消去装置の改良をして次の CEO 候補って言われるようになったの知ってる？ええ、当然でしょ。みんなすごいって大騒ぎしてたし。あなたが言われたことはね、自分の凄さをみんなに見せて次の CEO としてふさわしいことを証明しろって意味なの。そんなに大変な話だったの？どうする？やりたい？どうするって、私そんなこと知らなかったのよ。
She can't be more than like 10 right now, right?
私は
Less than that? She's got to be like 7?
お父様の役に立ちたかっただけで、ジエンみたいにお父様と研究室で一緒に仕事したり必要とされる人になりたいって、少しでいいから褒められたいって、それだけじゃダメなの。
It's terrible. It's terrible because of the way you have to go about it.
いや、ダメなはずないよ。わかった。なんとかなるでしょ。
Famous last words.
やろっか。手伝ってくれるの？うん。うまくいかなかったら
If only.
やめればいいだけだしね。
Oh,
や
Maxwell.
める？そんなの許さないわよ。それ
Tragic.
で作ってみたいものって決まってる？何かイメージしてるものはない？あるわ。ヒーローのニケ。
A hero, she says. Wait, was it this one? No, it was definitely that one. Oh, wait. Wait. Very confused. Did I not just do this one? Yeah. Okay. Why did it...
Hero のニケ？そうよ。なんていうか
How do I put it? She says.
かかってるか本当にわかってる？ミシリスの看板を背負って世の中のみんなが納得するものを出せって話だよ。バカじゃないの？
Oh my goodness.
そんなの当然わかってるわよ。じゃあなんでヒーローものが好きですってそのまま書いたようなアイデアが出てくるんだろうね。
Ah.
そんなんじゃないから。何言ってんの？
What are you
顔にし
saying?
っかり出てるでしょうが。どうせ昨日も寝る前にこっそり見てたんでしょ？それはそうだけど別にそのせいじゃないし。ただ思ったの。第二次地上奪還戦で負けちゃった後、結局みんなに望まれてるのは強いニケなんだって。強いニケ？そう、いつか言ってたわよね。人類がアークで暮らすようになってニケは安定を求められるようになったって。今まで大事にされてきたのは最高出力よりも安定性。でも今みたいな時に必要とされるのは逆で、性能がすっごく高くて、ヒーローみたいにいつどんな相手でも絶対に勝つって信じられるぐらい強いニケが必要なんじゃないかと思ったの。
What's wrong with Machan? Nothing. Just we don't forget. Also, she's coming out in the game this month, so I gotta make sure I log in and try to get her.
この前一緒に考えたエネルギーシステムの改
We
良が
love
本
her.
当にできれば作れる気がするのよね。へえ、侮れないね。何すんのよ。
Also, hi. Hello.
見直したからだよ。 その年でそこまで考えてるなんて本当に何か特別な血統なのかもね。
Famous last words.
血統あなたがパパに似て賢いってこと。
It's like, I know she means well, but this is just the worst thing you could say to a toddler. Look at the prideful look on her face. And you hear like the right before she starts speaking, like the breathing, like she's happy she was said she was told that. No way. Oh, Machan? Because it's not Machan, is it? I don't think I've ever heard Machan. I think it's Machan, right? Well, that's how you would pronounce it in English, at least. But if it's not pronounced Machan, and it's Machan. But if it was pronounced Machan, it'd be spelled differently, right? The hopeful music, and I know what it's leading to. There's going to be an image that will pop up, and I want everyone to just pause and look at it. Timestamp it. I might timestamp it in the stream because it's a very important picture, and I wish I could have it as a desktop background, like not a desktop, but like a home screen background. I wonder what part they're talking about. Oh, alright. Daughter of Mistillus. CH? Machan? Oh, Machan? Aston Machan? I guess that would make sense. What language of origin is it? Well, aside from Japanese, right? Is it supposed to be Japanese or is it German? Machan. Aston Machan. Aston Machan. Also, this part is also very important. It's very... Hold on. God damn it. Hold on. It's important to remember what Maxwell is about to say in this part, because it carries until the end.
ニケになる研究員もいるって聞いてるけど。
There's what I also should do is Maxwell's backstory thing, because she gave us a reason as to why she became a Nikke, but obviously that's not the real reason.
なんでそうしないの？私じゃなくなるから。
Though it's interesting because I think this has been a central theme of her character since the beginning of the game. I'm pretty sure. But there's too much to remember and a lot to find, and I don't know where to go back to find this information. But I think this is the overarching idea behind Maxwell's motivations for a lot of it. Because then I wouldn't be me. But this is like her personal opinion. Well, I don't know if it's just... Should it be taken as personal opinion? Because it's like... I'm not quite sure. There is... Well... I think we'll discuss this a little more once we get towards the end. This one's... I'd like to say partly like this is only one aspect or one viewpoint of what becoming a Nikke is. But is it really the true like when you actually become a Nikke, is this true? Right? But it's up to the person to decide what makes them them, right? So I think it's a very controversial how do I say idea I want to pull into this, but I want to make sure I word it correctly, but also make sure it ties in the way I'm in my mind. It ties in, right? So I'm gonna save that towards the end. I don't know how far I'll get today. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing today, but ideally I want to make sure that this part gets thought about. Which is factually correct, right? This is still factually correct. I'm not sure if this statement... Well, I mean, she does say personally, right? Mayumi Tosa? Yeah, that's what Aston... Yeah, I got that part, but... Machan.
もちろん記憶が同じなら同じっていう考え方はあるよ。確かに私を元に作られたニケは私と同じ記憶を持っていて同じようなことを考えるはず。だから今の私と同じものだと考えることもできなくても何かがほんの少し違ったりするかもしれないでしょ。それはそうかもね。
You see what's interesting about this is that at this point, at this stage, she's willing to accept her belief. She doesn't outright disregard what she says, and she doesn't try to fight what she says. Well, I mean, obviously she's a kid, right? But I think it's also important development. But she calls it an object too.
気にしすぎって言われたらその通りかもしれないけど、そもそもの話、研究者がニケになる理由って
And realistically, this is the excuse that she gives us when you first get her as a Nikke and you do her backstory. I'm pretty sure this is what she tells us.
けど生きていくって話だけなら寿命なんてエターナルライフで十分カバーできるでしょ。
For the non-Nikke players, Evergreen is something that all we know is it kind of makes you live much longer in your current like state. So like whatever age you decide to take this stuff, you're kind of preserved. Oh my god, Granblue update. Well, that was scary. I have not. Granblue jump scared me just now. With an update. I wonder what it's for. Give me a second. Update number 3. Oh, cool. I wonder if that was getting hoed by that. So there was some Arcarum Somnus blessings that weren't working, I guess. And I was just doing that mode and I was getting tossed around a little bit, so.
自分の研究が終わるまで行きたいって話なら、どうしてもニケになんなきゃいけない理由はないってこと。そんなに嫌なの?
What a face! I don't think I've ever noticed this face. This is like devious a little bit. Why is she making this face?
まあ、それじゃ仕方ないわね。
I see.
そのまま疲れる体でいなさいよ。私は疲れてないから。
I guess this is to show that she kind of brushed past her explanation and she did not internalize it at all. If she had a different facial expression to kind of show a little sympathy, then yeah, but the devious face when she goes right into this is like, well, can't be helped, and it's just like...
生意気なちびっこだね。あんまり夜更かしばっかりしてると背が伸びなくなっちゃうぞ。伸びてるから。プロトタイプの設計図。調子はどうですか?
Jump scare. Ah. Okay.
そんなことなんで気にするのよ。なんでって気になるやないの。私に構わないで。シュエンちゃん CEO になりたいんやね。なんでみんな揃ってそんなことばっかり聞いてくるのよ。シュエンちゃんはミッシリスの子やさかい。正当性だけ考えるんやったらうちより妥当やろ。なんせ制裁の子やしな。外から見ればミシリスの危機やいうときに現状を変えるために技術開発をしとるんやろ。後を継がせるならそれ以上の筋書きはあらへんし。
Same. I think the only thing I'm watching this season is Mushoku Tensei, and then I need to finish You and I Are Polar Opposites so I can get to the other work that the same mangaka has made that also got an anime. Because I really wanted to get to that, but I felt it felt wrong just watching straight to that instead of watching You and I Polar Opposites. So taking our time.
私が後継者になったって別に関係ないでしょ。いいえ、シュエンちゃんなんて気安く呼ばれんようになってまうもの。なんせライバルになっちゃいますし。お前次の CEO になる気なの？ええ、手に入れたいものがあるんです。手に入れたいもの？せやな。正確には知りたいことやね。知りたいって何を？世界の真実。
Her face, but also this is not her theme, is it? No, it's not the theme that I'm used to.
世界の真実。ニケ。いいえ。
Which is interesting because she was on a kind of onto something at this point.
気にならへん？未だ解明すらされん未知の物体ニンフ。ニケを構成するコアの正体。なぜか酷似したニケとラプチャーの構造。それ全部ミッシリスの CEO になれば知れるような気がして。
Yeah, that's the one.
ミッシリスの CEO になればそれが全部わかる。知らんかった？ミッシリスの CEO が
どれほどの権限を持っとるか、どれほどの秘密に触れられるか、きちんと知ったらシュエンちゃんもなりたくなると思うんやけどな。
私はそんなのどうでもいい。ただお父様の役に立ちたいだけよ。
あの人の役に？なんで？
お父様のことが好きだからよ。
お父様が好きやから。ええ子やね。
子供扱いしないでくれる？
She's like, what is she saying? Don't treat me like a child?
子供扱いしないでくれる？
Yeah, because like right here, she's like, いい子やね. Like, you're a good girl, right? And then she's like, don't treat me like a child. I don't know why they changed that.
ま、向こうもそう思わはるかは別やけどな。シュエンちゃんはうちが怖いんとちゃう？気色悪うて嫌なやつや。
Yeah, I've seen in vice versa. Like, I've seen there was like a clip, I guess, when the main girl from You and I Polar Opposites, they like went on a date to I think it was an amusement park, and the main characters from Ramparts of Ice were in that, like in one of the shots, and then those two appeared in Ramparts of Ice, and I thought that was really cool. I wonder if there'll ever be a dual series where they meet, or just a singular episode where they hang out or get to know each other, or just something, or they like bump into each other and just exchange words. Can we do that? I really like it when artists make multiple works and then the characters interact, or maybe they don't, or there's some sort of like crossover.
お互い似てませんし。
Because I'm different from you. That's not what it is.
シュエンちゃんならあのメイドをニケには絶対にせえへんかったもんね。
I'm wondering if this is where she kind of sowed the seeds of this kind of mentality here. Someone like you could have never turned that maid into a Nikke, could you? Like, it was some sort of like, how do I say? Like a moving up kind of thing. Like, to say that I am at this step and you're not quite there yet. Like, it's a necessary step forward.
当然でしょ。私が寂しいなんて理由だけで誰かをニケにするわけにはいかないの。
みんな助かると思うたんやけどね。シュエンちゃんはメイドが戻って便利になるし、うちは記憶消去メカニズムのテストができる。どっちも得するんやったら一石二鳥の明暗とちゃう？そういう
ところが嫌いだって言うのよ。
そう考えるんがうちだけやと？
他に誰がいるって言うのよ。
お父様。
Yeah, okay, so this, I didn't realize it at the time, but this scene is where she's trying to like kind of push her to that direction, to be loved by father, to be acknowledged by him. You're gonna have to act like him too. I know, I do remember her being in disbelief though at this scene.
うちの同類やろね。あのメイド本当にスパイやったから殺されたと思うてる？
どういう意味よ？
スパイだった証拠なんて見とらんのやろ？
Yeah, because of their manga. The characters unfortunately haven't met, but I don't imagine. I think the only one who could really keep up with Aqua, I think, would be Aqua and Ruby currently. Would be Kaguya. Though I do wonder what kind of like interaction that would be. Was it I'll go with sweet today or something? I just don't imagine it being a good one, like a good interaction, because the characters are so vastly different, and it's whew, man.
どこでどんな活動をしていたとかはっきりと聞いたことは？
Man, though the mangaka behind the two works is just a genius though, because Oshinoko has never, like, I've never been so like enamored with a series, and I should have finished the manga when it finished, but it's funny because like the last chapter I read in Oshinoko, like some years ago, was actually where the anime left off on the final season that is just released. So I'm literally at the part where everything's brand new to me, and I could finish it now, but at this point now, it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. So like I can finish the season, along with all the people who've never seen or like never read Oshinoko, in that sense. But at this point, if I read it now, you know, because I did read ahead of Behind the Supermarket, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with you, and you know, I'm still excited for that one though.
それは
何かの都合か機嫌を損ねたかで処分されたんやろな。
そんなこと。
あんまり信じひん方がええよ。シュエンちゃんのプロジェクトのこともなんか企んどるはずやし、望み通りの結果になるとは限らんと思うけどな。あの人の頭ん中じゃニケも人間も大した違いはなくて、すべてはミシリス。いや、自分のための道具としか見てないんやろな。
お父様を悪く言わないで。私とお父様の仲を引き裂こうとしてるんでしょ。は
あ、やっぱり信頼されてへんな。
これ以上話すことなんかない。
シュエンちゃん、言ったこと忘れんといてね。
もう知らない。
うちが何かしてあげられるのは。
Oh boy.
これが最後。
Her expression, like that stare, is kind of little.
ジエンと会ったの？うん。お父様を信じるなんて。このプロジェクトのこともきっと何か企んでるって。私とお父様の仲を引き裂こうとしたのよ。
企んでるね。
ララを殺したのもスパイだからじゃなくて、他に理由があったからとか言い出すし、ほんと最悪。ちょっとなんで黙ってるのよ。
全く嘘ってわけじゃないかもしれないね。確かにそう。まだ楽観的に考えすぎてたの。
Yeah, you know you supervise. You know your boss.
急にこんな大きな仕事を任せて。
Nothing adds up. Nothing makes sense. Why would you entrust a 4-year-old or 7-year-old? I don't know how old she is. With something like this, obviously.
間違いなく何か企んでるはず。
Chico, I'm gonna take both your kneecaps, alright? Replace my kneecaps with them. Well, not your kneecaps. I'm gonna put your kneecaps in my kneecaps, and then I'm gonna toss mine away. And you're gonna walk like Jello for the rest of your life, okay? Alright, bro. You finally watched Mushoku S2 last week, and now you're following 3 weekly. You're gonna wait till it finishes, but man, there's so much. Yeah, that was kind of my thing. I was getting spoiled with what was happening, and I was like, you know, because like I was gonna wait for the season to finish, but it's like every week a new episode comes up. They'd be like, I can't believe Rudy is, and then this X character shows up, or he says this thing, or he does this thing, and I'm just like, all right, man, all right. So I'm just watching it. But Chico, I'm going to highly suggest that you watch my last stream where I started doing this, because this event is huge, honestly. Like, I'm going through it because like I wish I streamed it when it happened, but like I'm going through it and I'm talking about the things as it happens now that I understand like what's going on, and certain parts make a lot more sense, and is knowing what the end outcome. So like you came just on time, actually. There's one image that'll show up in a second or in a couple seconds where it is probably one of the most important scenes going into this event, and then it'll show up again but kind of different. It's like spot the difference but not quite. It's like corporate wants you to find the difference between the two images, but it's but I'm trying to draw a lot of emphasis. Like, if not even just you, but anyone who's watching this VOD or whatever doesn't very much care for, like, this event, it means something to me, man. So I'm gonna try and get through as much of it today as I can, but I'm talking a lot about what's going on. And touch my left side, you're gonna topple over. All right, you know what? Screw up, but not my left side, bro. Just fight the right side of my body. All right, bro.
何を企むっていうのよ。
And she still believes in her
お
father.
父様はあいつと違うの。
Oh, Speed. Try not to laugh
私の
face.
ためを思って任せてく
I
ださっ
trusted
たん
you
だ
with
から。
this for my sake.
私がうまくやれる期待してるって。
What shows Mushoku to be entertained, not to relate. I wouldn't get involved with the discourse on Rudius, bro. I think he's a piece of shit. I think he is irredeemable piece of shit, right? Even if he's living in the universe where things are different, there's still like a moral code where you probably shouldn't be entranced by certain ideas. Polygamy, I think that's, you know, I don't very much care for polygamy. Do your thing. It's more about the things surrounding the other aspects of, hey, we know this is a clearly wrong thing, and yet he indulges in these things. And like the idea of a 40-year-old dude trying to pursue a 10 and 11-year-old girl, I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. And I thought that scene in the barn in the first season where Ares was sleeping and bro thought basically, and I thought it. I think the only reason I stuck with Mushoku Tensei, honestly, aside from the art style and some of the animations, is probably the part with Paul and Lilia and the mom, whose name I can't remember. I think that's what drove me to continue watching that show. But you know, it does have some really insane highs. Obviously, it's not about turn the other way with the extreme lows. I guess it's up to you, the viewer, to decide where to draw the line. And I almost did quit watching that show, but it's just a good show. It's a good show, minus, you know, those things. But Twitter stuff, I just wouldn't get involved with it. There's going to be a constant, never-ending battle between the righteous and like the despicable. But it's just not worth it.
信じてくださってるってことでしょ。だからお父様は違う。本当に私のためにまたララのことだって私のことを心配してあなた。
Day after day feels like I push against the
私に何か起こらないうちに手を打ってくださったの。
Oh, poor Suen.
そっか、考えすぎだね。
She lied to her like
あな
that.
たがそこまで言うなら
If you say so, then that's how it is.
下っ
Yeah.
端の私より家族の方が分かってるって言ってるし。
Maxwell, but you're an adult who knows better, and she's just a hopeful child. Oh,
そうそう。まあ、何かあったとしても
this is a true statement,
私
though.
たちのやるべきこと
Whatever the motive, it doesn't change what needs to be done.
今、目の前のことをしっかりやるしかないね。
I did take a screenshot of both images, though, too. Let me actually pull up my screenshot because I want to be sure. Day after day. I do want to go with, like, I think I mentioned it before. I do want to go through my screenshots on stream because there's a lot of, like, lore or really cool images. Where are my screenshots? Where is that folder? And then it goes in order. Counting the edge of night. Alone, and I've been waiting for this moment. Okay, so where is the picture? Oh, that's the first one. Oh, and I got the second one right there. Oh man, very tragic. Oh man, I'll get there eventually. There you go. Oh, here it is. Hold on, I gotta look at the what did she say? Is it okay? Anything look off to you? Maxwell looks at the tablet Suen holds out.
これなら良さそう。
Burn this image into your mind, all right, everybody. And then the music too does not help. Look at Maxwell, bro. She's just living. I love the watercolor here. My God. And she's like, it's a genuine smile. And there's a genuine smile here too. Oh.
本当にやり遂げたね。
Bias is Sophie. She's too kind. I like Eris, though not all of Eris, if I'm going to be honest. I don't particularly connect with like any of them because I think they're all very much caricatures of extremes. I just don't like the lolly type. So like Roxy's kind of out. Sylphie, I wish she had a little more like just not confident, like obviously confidence, but like I wish she had a little more. And I don't even want to say self-respect, because I think that's too much. Like, I don't think that's the problem in the scenarios that I find my issues with her in. It's just, she is not the type to kind of fight back on certain things, and her character has more or less been consistent. She's sweet, but to an extreme degree. Roxy has very, like, a lot of complications to her character, but Eris is like the coolest one of them all, but Eris is way too extreme. Like, she's been very consistent. She is much like her family, though. She's like her grandfather, and it's so off-putting, and it's like, man, just. And then, like, I've seen scenes of like the visual novel when she's like older, and she's still cool, but her personality just does not change, unfortunately. It's like, I don't know, putting your hand in magma. Missing context. Well, last stream was very short. Yes, it was. So to give you the spark notes, and I still highly advise you watch the last stream. So basically, Maxwell is someone who works under her father. Her father currently is the head of CEO of Missilus. So if you remember, like, if you remember Mustang, how he was a CEO of Tetra, right? Now, you'll see Siwon's father pretty much after this in a second. Maxwell believes in Siwon for reasons that we'll learn about much later, because she doesn't explain it until a little bit. But Siwon, the only people Siwon has contact with is the devil, the devil's assistant, and then just a regular old angel. The angel being Maxwell. So the devil would be her father. Devil's assistant would be her sister Jian, and then Jian looks out for Siwon. Okay, the important thing is the development of, like, Siwon's growth. Like, I don't know how many times you've seen Nikke and how many times you've seen Siwon on the screen and what kind of a character she is, right? She, in the current age, is not a good person. She does questionable things. She clings to these different ideas. She's very pushy. She gets what she wants, and she takes care of problems when they get in her way as well. So what we're seeing in this event is Siwon's growth from a child into an adult, and what caused her to be the way that she currently is. And this event, and I highly suggest watching the last stream. Like, it is short, like when I start doing Nikke stuff, because I talk a lot about Siwon and Maxwell's, like, the relationship and what kind of person Siwon is, and the Theseus, right? Ship of Theseus, which I go into a lot of details with. But Siwon, as we know, grows into a terrible person, and we're seeing, like, the different things happen. And then I think what was important was a couple scenes before, when Maxwell said that she absolutely refuses to be a Nikke because she believes, end quote, that she wouldn't be her. She would not be herself. Like, the process of becoming Nikke is, like, basically your brain is taken care of, and you're given a body that's built around your brain. You retain all your memories, experiences, everything that the brain can remember and be. That is essentially what it is, right? But you're just given a body that's similar to what yours was when you were a human. And Maxwell just does not agree with the idea of turning into a Nikke. She thinks that she loses a part of herself, and any small change could fundamentally change what she is. And the one thing that she's always said is that fundamentally, human Maxwell and Nikke Maxwell will be completely different beings no matter what. the outcome is. Like, no matter what the situation is, they are very two different entities. A lot of the characters, Jian doesn't understand these things. She's not good with like human emotions, and so she does what she believes is a good idea, which is not ever, because she's detached, right? But she's much like her father, who's also very detached and has this very how do I say, he sees everybody under him as objects and things to kind of push his agenda. He refers to his children as the small one and the big one, and obviously doesn't very much care for them. You could kind of say he does, but just not on the same level as, like, you know, most parents. And he's trying to push one of them to be a CEO next, but he knows that Jian is too inhumane, and he knows that Suen is too sweet. She's too human, and he's trying to make her a monster. And there's a lot of details that goes into this. You would say applying moral compass to a show like Mushoku. Yeah, it's not worth the effort. It's not worth the effort nor worth the time. And I think engaging with people who, well, okay, with what I was saying, it's not, if you're saying, like, yeah, the people who get into arguments about Mushoku Tensei and they try to apply real life logic into it, then yeah, it's, you know, it's a bit. But if you're saying that, you know, I guess, because, like, with me, I don't think I'm applying real life logic to it. I think it's more of just how much I can resonate with the characters, so how much I could like them. And the way that they're written, I can't really like any of them that much. I like some of the non-main characters, right? I think Paul's still a really cool character, though. Also, hi, Joseph. Hello. But anyways, okay, back to Nikke. Completing Nikke blueprint of all things at your age. Yeah, she's very young. This screenshot, this picture, this image means a lot. I will say this, though, and I'm going to spoil this right now. I think this right here is the last time you'll ever see Suen as a human. The next time we see Suen going forward, she's, well, will not be a human. And Maxwell, we'll just...
お疲れ様、おちびちゃん。マクスウェル。お疲れ様。
Alright. And this would be like the end of the first set of... So this would have been like the last bit of part 1. The day her world shattered.
マクスウェル、私、うまくやれるわよね。
ちょっと何緊張してるの。
Why are you so nervous?
報告書はしっかり仕上げたでしょ。あとはあなたが作った設計図を社長たちにプレゼンするだけでいいの。
I also will say this event makes Suen, like, what did I say? Hold on, I said it on Discord, but it's still true, right? I gotta find exactly what I said. Oh, I called... Well... Suen becomes a well-written character. I mean, she's always been a well-written character, right? Kind of very consistent, but we've gotten her backstory, but she's irredeemable. I said, okay. So, this is something I'll say when I finish the event. Hopefully, I might just do it all today, honestly. But there is something I say that defines Suen and honestly sums up my feelings towards her. For me, Sarah's the only one you can kind of resonate with. Sarah is cool. Sarah is just normal, right? I think that's the thing, right? She's just normal. She's caught up in this. She just had to meet Rudius. She just had to meet his ass.
そんなの分かってるわよ。それでも緊張するの。
緊張するの。
後継者の話は興味ないんでしょ。だったら別にうまくやる必要もないんじゃない。
それはそうだけど、お父様が見てるから。
じゃパパにかっこいいとこ見せるだけ
The worst part about this is Maxwell forgetting what kind of father she has.
他の奴らは気にしなけりゃいい。
And the thing is, she's blinded because of Siwon's bright right now, we'll say.
確かにそうかも。お父様にだって。
Just impress father.
そっちの方が緊張するんだけど。
やれやれ。じゃあ私だけに話してると思って。どうせ私も会議室に。
Maxwell has been Siwon's sole believer.
そうする。
Jian kinda has, but not in a very, you know.
準備はいい？シュエン、心配しないで。あなたはよくやってる。きっとうまくいくよ。
Day after day, feels like I push against the clouds. Whew. Time for the presentation. She's the only one that's normal? Yeah. And by far, too, because, like, it's tragic. Siwon thinks back to that very day. The day her maid, a girl named Lala, was accused of being a spy. Which Jian kindly told us, is that what you think it was, right? Do you think that was the actual reason? We know that he did that, which is also what happened, Chico, in the last stream. He killed Siwon's personal spy and turned, well, I think it was Jian's idea to turn her into a Nikke, but he did it in order to make Siwon closer to a monster. Like, he wants her to be a little less human, but not so far where Jian is. The day Lala lost her life at the hands of her father. Still remember the look in her father's eyes. Which none of this is true, by the way. He's just told her that.
私にそんなことを。
And unfortunately, the thing about Siwon is that when you're a child, you have no other course of action but to believe your father, right? And you see, he's pushing her to do it herself. Damn, is that the day he kind of or yeah, nah, bro, he's kind of really cool, but I think between the two, I still like Mustang more. Mustang is just him. I don't know, man. I'm raising my left hand too, but like, man, it's unfortunate that Saga of the Tiny Evil didn't get the hype it deserves. I think it took too long. I'm not gonna say like I loved the show when I was watching it. I think it's all right. I watched it because I didn't hate it, and I thought it was pretty good. But the fact that it's just now coming out, that shit came out in 2016, right? 2018, somewhere in between there. Like, that was how many years ago? In 2 years, that'll be 10. That's 8 years ago. All right. So it's like, and if it was 2016, that was 10 years ago. So it's like they kind of dropped the ball. Same with ReZero. When I was on top of ReZero, I liked that show. I love that show. Would I go back? I would like to go back. But it's been like 4 years since the last like part came out. So it's like it makes it harder to go back into it because like you're not remembering a whole lot of very important details and a lot of things that happen. And it's like I could rewatch some streamers to like catch myself back up, but it's like it's kind of exhausting. You finally get to the end and it's like now you got to catch up on the current season. It's like, man. But I've seen the clips. I've seen the clips of the red-haired dude who fought Amelia, and Amelia beating the shit out of what's his name, the white-haired dude, and doing the JoJo. 2018 was the movie release, which is where season 2 picks up. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, timing is everything. And I knew Attack on Titan, they were on it because they understood that if they took too long trying to release the season, that's why they took a little bit of shortcuts by doing like CGI with the Titans in some of the fights in the later seasons. But they knew if they waited too long with that, because we had to wait like years in between for Attack on Titan. But the thing with Attack on Titan is that was fresh on everyone's mind. His probing eyes are measuring her worth, watching for her reaction. You see, he's like I said, so he's trying to push his daughter into making these decisions and doing these things herself, because that's the quickest way to make her or turn her into something else, right? The girl begins to vaguely sense it. What Jian said might actually be true. Lala might never have been a spy at all, but she cannot bring herself to admit it, no, because that would be proof that her father does not love her. And that's the one thing she craves and desperately wants. And so once again, the girl understands that her father's eyes are appraising her. And this, I found that detail to be just so good. Like the way that the writers use certain words in this, it's so good. And those probing eyes settle on T1 blueprints, weighing the worth of the hero. If it did, yeah, a lot of things would do better if they released around COVID, but unfortunately the timeline just didn't line up for a lot of other things. And that's just unfortunate, and I think that really sucks. But there are things that thrive during COVID because of the timeline. So the overall atmosphere right now is that everyone is agreeing that this is a good idea. They're liking what they're seeing. Their eyes meet and she smiles. Look at Maxwell smile. Oh my god, bless her soul. With that, she's certain of it. It's a success. Okay, so I had to look up what he actually says. And so pathetic is kind of what was said, but that is not, it's not at all. Let me see if I can find. Oh, right here. Hanashi ni naranna. That's what he says. And so while the translation is, it cuts deeper with the actual translation, and I don't know why they said this, but the actual translation is that's not even worth discussing. And that's what, like, it's kind of similar, but I think it cuts deeper when you look at it the way it's meant to be said. That's not even worth discussing, because like he says, there's a point that it's made to be like spoken this way. You could say pathetic, right? You can say the Japanese word for pathetic, and obviously this is not the original translation, but there's a reason why he says this and not just pathetic. It's not even worth discussing. It's kind of different, right? It's the same thing, but it's kind of different. The girl looks once more into her father's eyes. His eyes have gone cold, turned to ice. Contempt fills his eyes. You amounted to nothing in the end, my god. Konotado, it's like, is that all you've got? It's kind of like, is that what that's all you're capable of? So I guess that, that's pretty accurate, right? Siwen, no. This is kind of cruel, right? Imagine telling your like 7-year-old daughter, or she could be older than, honestly, I don't know how old she is, but it's just cruel, right? And then she says the most Moshiwaki, you know, that's like, how do I say it? It's more formal than just saying komenasai, right? She still has an air of respect for her father, unfortunately.
聞こえなかったか。資料を早く片付けろ。
申し訳ございません。
The raises a trembling hand and retrieves the tablet she submitted.
ジエン、候補を出す。改良型エブラ粒子浄化装置の発表と。
And so,
地上全域でブラブラの通信が
remember, or from the last stream, he did say that he didn't want to release this information. Like, he said he had something bigger planned. He thought that this was like kind of like an ace in the hole, and then he felt the need to release this because this is the further tell Siwon that what she has created was unworthy, is the nicest way I'll put it.
さらにこの技術の一部を中央政府に無償で提供することもだ。
はい。直ちに。
こんなことに時間を取ったせいで後始末のコストが余計にかかってしまいそうだな。
I might check out Chainsmoker Cat. Oh, the snake one. The snake one I'm interested in looking at too, because that shit. I remember seeing the trailers for that, and I just thought, damn, that looked kind of fun. Oh, that happened so fast. But she still had the scared expression. She just wants somewhere to hide her shameful self. So she runs to that familiar place at the end of the third-floor hallway. Lies a break room no one ever visits due to its shabby state. It's her hideaway, a place where she's fled to escape her father's gaze after losing her maid. Oh, man. Another scene that needs to be burned into you guys' memories. Just look at it for a bit. It's gonna come back. Place where she first met Maxwell. And the cake has some significance too, a little bit.
とりあえず私の研究室で
来ないで出てって一人にして
一人でいてもどうにもならないよそこから出てケーキでも
出てって顔も見たくない全部お前のせいよなんで私に大丈夫なんて言ったのお前が言ったんじゃない絶対うまくいくって
シュン
子供っぽいって思ってたならなんで止めてくれなかったのダメって言えばよかったじゃない時間の無駄なんて言われるぐらいなら
Man.
父様に私が
その通りだよ全部私のせい
甘くすぎる
ごめんね私が社長の思惑を読めてなかった甘く考えてたのは間違いないよ
Yeah, I picture the sound effect. Short horror, but exorcist. Yeah, I'll probably not. That's not the one with the one girl who's got like the backpack and then there's like this Chibi-chan, like a little tiny ghost spirit. Because I've seen a lot of clips from that one too, and I don't know anything about that one. Aside from everyone likes the main girl for two very obvious reasons, right? I don't think I need to say it. But I thought the design on the character is pretty cool though. I will say that.
違うそうじゃないの
あまりこんなところに長居しないでね風邪ひいちゃうよ
甘くすぎる
じゃあ
Oh, Maxwell.
ごめんなさい。
Damn, from that day on, Seal never set foot outside her own room. No, this was the one, right? Where the first, yeah, I think this is where the first side ended.
Oyobi
お前は MMR へ行け。残っている VTC の情報を回収しろ。
今このタイミングでずいぶん急な話ですね。
タイミング？何の話だ？
あの子が出してきたニケの設計図、間違いなく本物でした。人類のアーク移住以来誰一人成し遂げられていなかった全く新しい方向性のボディ。
Oh, it really was that one? Oh no. Well, we'll see. I don't think I'll be watching that though. I mean, I don't think I've seen anything, but like obviously now that I know that's the one, it's like, yeah, obviously I haven't seen anything bad about it, but it's...
価値が見抜けなかったとは考えられません。なぜあんなことを言ったのかと思いましたが。
それとお前が MMR へ行くことに何の関係がある？
二度と外へ出す気はないということでしょ。
Yep, and then Jian was trapped in MMR since... Kinda.
次の CEO は決まったようですね。あの子ね。
知らんな、そんな話は。
今まで都合よく利用しておいて、こんな簡単に切り捨てるつもりですか？
黙っていけ。戻ってきたら CEO の座はくれてやる。
うちをアホやと思って。
He tried the very basic, hey, if you go now and when you come back, you'll have CEO. And she's like, bro, what?
おとなしく従うとでも？
もう少し物分かりはいいと思って。
Look at that smile on his face.
権力、才能、人脈。
It's so
今のお前
devious.
に私より優れているものがあるか。みっともなく引きずり下ろされるような恥さらしにはなりたくないだろう。
お父様、あなたの脳、いつか実験台に乗せて徹底的にスキャンして差し上げます。私に記憶制御装置を作らせたことを後悔するほど。
I wonder...
好きにしろ。できるならの話だ。お前の行き先は MMR。
I'll finish that thought once the scene happens, because otherwise it's kind of a spoiler.
CEO の許可か理事会の要請があるまでアークに上がることは許さん。
CEO の許可か理事会の要請？自分の子供たちまで持って遊ぶんやね。いいでしょう。どんな手を使ってでもいつかここへ戻ります。その首を私の実験台へ乗せるために。
好きにしろ。エニック。
はい。
あれが MMR に
Make sure the big one makes it to MMR. This is right.
下の方とは違う。大した怪物だ。
了解しました。
言い渡した条件が成立するまでアークへ戻らないよう。それから約束のことだが、
位置が特定できたということですね。
ああ、
Triangulated, huh?
ようやく見つけた。
I wonder what it
余
is.
計なことに力を使いたくない。止めさせはせんぞ。お前との取引は全て果たしているはずだ。地上まで影響力が及ぶように通信回線も敷いてある。
Right, that was the initial reason, or the main purpose of the alpha power particles being dispersed to allow for Enic to have a little bit more reach.
はい。地上での通信能力を確認しています。ありがとうございました。次期 CEO は主演に確定したと判断してよろしいですか？
ああ、あれが MMR に入ったと確認次第発表しろ。ミシリス CEO の交代が世間に知れ渡る。
Again, imagine this 7-year-old or name or age to be determined being in control of like Amazon, for example, or some shit.
速報です。エリシオンに続き、ミシリスインダストリーでも CEO の交代が発表されました。
And this is back when, so the lore here, when Elysian changed leadership, this is when what's her name? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. And I'm picturing her in my mind. This is when she took over, even though Elysian Harper was, well, almost set to. And then we got her backstory. EH. Hold on. Ingrid. Jesus Christ, the name finally came to me. Ingrid. So this happened. Now, this is something I just realized, though. Though I don't know if this is during Ingrid's, when Ingrid was appointed leader.
次期 CEO には現 CEO エンメ氏の次女であるシュエン氏が就任するとの。
これってどういうこと？私がミシリスの CEO？
どういう？
退任したとはいえ、
It just happened so quickly.
執務室に許可なく立ち入っていいというわけではない。
I've only just stepped down and people are already barging into my room without permission.
どういうことですか？
What do you mean by this?
一体何があったんですか？急に辞めるだなんて。それに主演のことも内定したって話ならともかく、今すぐ就任なんて。
And I think this is the conversation that gets had right here, right?
子供ですよ。
それがどうした？
And what of it?
上よりは下の方が今のミシリスにふさわしい。
分かってるはずでしょ。あの子が何を望んでるのか。
Right. So this is when he gives it. I'll let him speak.
パパの愛情を一度でいいから父親に認められたいだけってあなただって分かってるでしょ。なのにどうしてこんなやり方を。
そう。
Affection.
愛情だ。
Aijo. Love.
あれは愛情に飢えている。昔からそうだった。それが与えてやらない理由。
Which is precisely why I won't give it.
満たされてしまえば。
And this very interesting take. Anyone who is satiated is bound to stagnate.
なんですって。
あの設計図。
So I didn't discuss it at the time because it's clear that everyone was talking about it, and even Jian said it. But he loved what she had created. But his philosophy, which he'll explain,
どういうことですか。
あれは本物だった。
it's the real thing.
見事な才能だ。あの年で本物の設計図を仕上げてくるとはな。
So instead of being like a normal father, he's just like, he's doing this.
フェアリーテール第2世代以来だ。あんなものは久しぶりに見た。
Which is like second generation. That's not Cinderella though, right? So I know Sewin's grandmother did the first generation. Second generation Grimm's models, was that Cinderella, Siren, Hansel and Gretel? You know, we know Hansel and Gretel were secretly made and weren't supposed to be a thing. So if he's saying that Sewin's blueprints at this age were on that level,
ミシリスの血を引く者にふさわしい。あれほどの実力があるなら、年齢など障害にならない。少しくらいひねくれていようが、子供じみていようが、な、生まれ持った才能で成果を出す。
それならあの場でそう言ってあげれば。
言ったばかりのはずだ。満たされてしまえば飢えと渇きこそが人を成長させる。
だからあの時あんなひどい言葉をかけたっていうの？まるで話にならない役立たずみたいな言い方を。全部そんな理由のためだけに。
そうだ、あれのさらなる成長のために必要なことだからな。一番欲しいものが愛情というのは簡単でいい。そばに置いて育てられるのであれば少しずつ与えるふりをして。
man, I could have spoon-fed affection to her little by little, keeping it just beyond her reach, while spurring her on, but it wasn't meant to be.
一生与えないでおくだけだ。
So my only option is to withhold it from her for the rest of her life.
あなた、一体自分の子を何だと思ってるの？
怪物。
A monster. What do you take your child for? A monster.
あるいは
Or someone with the makings of becoming one.
怪物を狩るために生まれた集団の頂点に立つものだ。最低限怪物並みでなければミシリスの CEO にはふさわしくないだろう。
そんなものにならなくたってラプチャーは。
その傲慢の代償が宇宙にありありと残っているという。
The consequence of us showing mercy is up there in plain sight in space.
人のまま挑んだ勝ち目があると思うバカがまだいたのか。よりにもよってそんなものが私の部下だったとは賢い方だと思っていたが、所詮はお前もアークに甘やかされたボン。
Bro is trying to get out. He's like, we have to win this war at any cost.
そんなに怪物に継がせたいなら自衛にすればよかったでしょうが。後継者の座を狙ってたんだから。まさか。
そうだ、分かったよ。
He didn't appoint her as CEO because he knows she wants it.
あれは CEO の権限を何より欲しい。
And that'll stagnate her growth because when she has it, there's nowhere to go, is what he believes.
なら絶対に与えない。満たされてしまうから。
Because she'd be
今まで
satisfied.
もそうだっただろう。自分ならいつでも勝てると思っていたから舌を可愛がるような真似をしていたの。
She's impossibly smug, condescendingly calling her sister sweetie, Siwen-chan.
怪物は飢えている。
A monster must be kept hungry,
飢えを
man.
忘れた怪物は
Someone who's satisfied stops growing.
それでは都合が悪い。
We can't have that, can
飢
we?
えた怪物なくしてはミシリスもアークも停滞あるのみだ。ミシリスもアークもさらに強くなる必要が怪物どもに食われてしまわないためにだ。
分かった。100歩譲ってその怪物論には口を挟まないとして、所詮は机上の空論でしょ。主演が怪物にならず人間のまま CEO で居続けたらどうする気？
Whew. This line, unfortunately, or fortunately, unfortunately, spoilers. What if Siwen refuses to cast aside humanity, become a monster? What then?
その時は這い上がってきた
Then the big one will emerge and devour her. Man.
ミシリスが崩壊するような事態は エニックが決して容認しない。下のあれは怯え続けることになる。
Which is true.
自分の手の中にあるものを狙う怪物がいつ出てくるかわからないから。
It's interesting because now it's like if you word it like because Siwon knows what exists, what's out there, she's going to be desperate to do everything she can to maintain her position.
そうなればさらに成果を上げようと必死になる。怪物になろう。なるまいが。
本当頭おかしいでしょ。自分の子にする仕打ちじゃない。怪物なのはジエンでもシュエンでもない。あなただよ。
知っている。
He's like, I know.
それがミシリスに生まれるということだ。生まれたものは怪物かなり損ないのどちらか。あれは違うとでも思いたいのか。
シュエンは違う。あの子は本当に。
ほう。果たしてこの先も同じことが言えるか見ものだな。お前があれのそばを離れないつもりなら。
Man, yeah, if you can't bring yourself to leave the small one side,
私の言葉の
the
意
day
味を
will come when you'll realize the truth in my
絶
words.
対に怪物なんかにさせない。
Maxwell.
そうか。私の見立てだと最大の鍵を握っているのはお前だと思うがな。
最大の鍵？
それほど愛情を注いでいるということがあれを怪物へと変貌させる最も強い引き金になる。言ったはずだ。あれが何よりも愛情に飢えているのなら。
Oh. Fuck. I didn't understand it. Because they played the scene again, but I fully get it now. And it's like, it's not even like a secret thing. It was just kind of obvious, but I was just so overwhelmed with the amount of things happening by the end of this story that I completely missed this part. If affection is what she's starved of, in a way, this is almost like a double entendre because of what happens actually. And I won't remember it unless if I can do it today, I think I'll try to do it all today. As we're reaching the end of like the first part, like a part one, I might need like a small break and then we can get right back into it. And this is why I should have did this on stream, because my reaction to like a lot of what was happening and like the understanding and then the dissection of the event and what was said, man.
何を。
こちらから顔を出そうと思っていた時にわざわざ来てくれて助かった。あれの就任式にお前がいては都合が悪いのでな。
He's withholding that affection even into...
連れて行け。
And there she goes. All right, and this would be the ending part of the first.
シュエン様、どうか覚えておいてください。エンメ様はあなたを信じ CEO の座を託して退任されたのですから。
お父様が私を信じていたの？
その通りです。そうでなければあのジエン様を MMR 送りにしてシュエン様を CEO に据える理由があるとでも？
確かにそうだけど。
ですからエンメ様のためにも壇上では決して弱気になってはいけません。CEO として堂々とした姿を参加者の方々にお見せください。
お父様のために。
The light has left her
これ
eyes.
からは我らがミシリスインダストリーの CEO となられる方なのですから、
Hyping her up.
エンメ様の決断は間違っていなかったと証明して差し上げるのです。
お父様は間違っていなかった。
お分かりですね。
ええ、
Oh,
わかったわ。
the light is
心配
returned.
しないで。
大丈夫かしら。
This is really okay.
マクスウェルはどこ？
Oh, looking for
チーフエン
Maxwell.
ジニアでしたら昨日から
And this is the excuse they gave her. This is what they told her. Even though she was tranquilized and
研究室に。じゃあ来てくれないってこと？
she'd want somebody to see her on her big day.
私からは何とも。研究の都合
And she
次第
kind
で
of
は
took
ない
this
でしょうか。
as she didn't have the time for her. She wasn't important enough to get her out of her lab.
研究員の出席は必須とされておりませんので。
This means if she doesn't want to be here, she's not going to be here.
なのね。
さあ、主演様、登壇のお時間です。私が言ったことをくれぐれもお忘れなく。
わかった。Turns her eyes downward. Board members are watching her. Female board executive mouths something silently. Oh, trying to get her to start speaking.
本日はご多忙の中お集まりいただきありがとうございます。ミシリスの新たな CEO 主演でございます。2代目 CEO であった
I could just
キエンメの
do.
意思を受け継ぎ、本日よりミシリスの運営のすべては私主演の責任のもと実現してまいります。父は人類のさらなる発展に寄与する重要技術の研究に専念しており、現在も MMR の真相で研究にかかりきりとなっております。
Not true.
時期を逃すことのできない重要な案件のため、事前のご相談もなく急遽本日の運びとなりましたこと、何卒ご理解いただけますと幸いです。ですがご心配には及びません。父の名に泥を塗らないためにも、私主演はミシリスが今後もアークを代表する企業であるよう最高の技術力を保有する組織として導いてまいります。どうかよろしくお願いいたします。
Diminutive CEO. The light is gone.
ご就任おめでとうございます。そのお年で CEO の座に就かれるとはね。さぞやご聡明であられるということでしょう。
Diminutive CEO, by the way, meaning very small, or a word that shows smallness, affection, or lower value. So you can interchange that between smallness and lower value, because obviously she's not her father, but she's also very tiny. The man's gaze is filled with contempt.
ミシリスも世代交代ですか。エンメ CEO はエターナルライフの投与を受けたと聞きましたし、マスタング CEO と同じで永久に譲らないと思いましたが、ミシリスにとってプラスに働くのでしょうか。
I always like the little bit of things that they say afterwards. The woman stares at her, sizing her
あ
up.
んなに小さい子が CEO ね。いくら急なご事情って言っても年派もいかない子供に会社を任せるなんて。エンメ様も随分自分勝手よね。
The lady shoots her a look of concern.
あの年で CEO なんて。
Well, that one doesn't seem so bad, right? Concerned about the future of the company, or concerned about her running the company, right?
金持ちの家に生まれたってだけで三大企業の CEO ですものね。 ミシリスの将来が思いやられるわ、ほんと。
The woman's eyes are laced with envy.
CEO がいきなり退任して顔も見せないだと？あんな子供に後を任せて？何か匂うな。研究がどうとか言っていたが、二代目の身に何かあったんじゃないか？
Man eyes Siwon suspiciously. All these eyes on her. Oh, she's about to cry. Look, oh. Siwon turns her head away. There stands a colossal sign emblazoned. Oh. I feel like when you have it on auto, it doesn't give you enough time to read like the last bit of what's happening. She glances around for a long while, searching for a familiar face. But neither her father, nor Jian, nor even Maxwell are anywhere to be seen. She's suffocating.
ミシリスの新たな CEO、シュエン様にお話を伺います。
No.
最高です。そうでない理由なんてありますか？
But what can I ask
とても
for?
素晴らしい日なのですから。
シュエン様、就任記念のケーキとお食事をご用意してございます。
Not a single person has reached
早
out to
速
her.
お召し上がりに。
もういいわ。みんな出てって。一人で食べるから。
I'll eat when I want
いえ、
to.
でしたらセッティングだけでも。
出て行け！
はい。
Maids all leave. Her mouth contorts.
こんなの大きすぎよ。
The voice actress does a phenomenal job of making it. You can hear her breaking as she's saying that. Like, obviously, this isn't like a special skill that only like only a very specific voice actor or voice actresses have. But it does a good. She just does a good job. Like just.
こんなの大きすぎよ。これ全部私一人で食べる。
She's trying to convince herself. It's so sad. Tears brimming in her eyes spill over. Music does not help also. She forces it into her mouth in desperation till every last tear has fallen. Well, Tamaga, it's not they skip past it.
頭が。私の研究室。俺寝ちゃってた。今日何日だっけ？1週間も。
She's been out for a whole week.
じゃあ就任式は？
今さら出てきたのね。
就任式出席できなくて本当にごめん。全部事情があって。
And it's like I question this, why she didn't just tell her. Like I figure it's because she wants to preserve the idea Siwon has of her father. But
どんな事情よ。
それは。
Yeah, right, it was.
ごめん、就任式の前の日、研究に夢中になりすぎちゃって、睡眠不足でぶっ倒れちゃったんだけど、それで
体調が悪かったの？
ああ、そうなんだよね。体がちょっと。
I wonder if her telling the truth would have made a difference here. I feel like it would have, obviously, but it's like, would it have kept her as human as possible. Probably not, because she's still fighting. Well, it would probably have turned her against her, I think.
今は問題ないの？
平気平気。
そうならよかったわ。わざとじゃないなら。
そんなことするわけないでしょ。他でもないおちびちゃんの就任式に。ごめん。どんな事情があったって行くべきだったのに。
もういいわ。気にしてない。謝らないで。私も忘れるから。
But from that day on, Seo never once visited Maxwell's lab again. And so several years pass. Alright, so this would have been the start of part 2. Right? But give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm trying to decide, do I do the rest of it tomorrow, or do I just do as much as I can tonight? Like, it's not super late, but with the amount of talking that I have to do for this event, it makes my throat sore. And I think it might be better to split up a lot of the content so that you're not overwhelmed. Like, there's a lot going on in this event, and I'm hoping I don't really forget too much of what I wanted to talk about. I mean, I've only been streaming an hour and a half, right? I don't know. If I were to stream the rest of it, right? Because I did... from... what, here? To here. So I think the first day I only did up to here. I guess if I did, like... here to... here? Well, let me think. Because this is one fight. Fight 2, break. You think it would have gone up to here, maybe? Oh no, it would have gone up to right here for the first 5. Or would it have? No, because this is the last 5. Lord. Oh, getting here is going to be like so satisfying. So I think we should just do it, right? And then I'll decide. I did want to only stream it till 11 my time, so that's like in 30 minutes. But I can go to 11:30. And then I think if I can get to here, which I think is a tall order, to be honest. I don't have to rush it. Hard mode starts tomorrow, so like I can wait. Like, I'm going to try and go back into work tomorrow. I do have the doctor's note says I don't need to go back until the 8th, but I'm gonna still just go tomorrow. So I can, like, I want to try and finish up the rest of the event before hard mode ending becomes available. So tomorrow's Wednesday. I want to try and do, I mean, I can do some of it now, right? There's nothing stopping me from doing like A and B of like the new part, right? If I did these two, and maybe I did these two, right, for today, there's less that I need to do tomorrow, so I would do these two tomorrow. Oh, there's a lot to do done. So we'll just continue. I'll just continue. And this is after the years go by. Good song by was it Michi Teiku? Years Go By is a different song by what's his name? But Michiteku is just reminded me of that too. So
ミシリスインダストリーの株価は
Miss Hill has hit an
またも
all-time
最低記録
low.
を更新しています。
This is after Siwen has taken over.
一部からは3代目 CEO となったシュエン氏の実力不足を疑う声があり、 CEO の交代劇以降、ミシリスの事業に革新が見られていないことが要因と考えられています。新 CEO の素行も
A record of violent outbursts and verbal
否定的
abuse.
な声はますます高まっています。こうした事情を受け、ミシリス内部からは CEO の退任を含めた意見が。
なんでこんなものつけてるの？
And we've reached current Siwen.
耳障りなのよ。
でどうするつもり？こうなるから普段から周りには優しくしろとか、いいイメージを守れとか散々言ってきたのに、最近は口も悪くなってきたし、日頃の行いも見れたもんじゃないって自覚してる？
うるさいわね。やられたらやり返せって教えたのはお前でしょ。CEO がお気楽な仕事とでも思ってるわけ？こんな仕事してれば誰でもこうなるのよ。ニコニコおとなしくしてたら舐められてつけ上がられるだけなんだから。そんな奴らにどう優しくしろって言うのよ。
そうじゃない CEO だってたくさんいるよ。
Part of me wants to say like who, because at this stage, if it's like OG Mustang, which I think Mustang did, it's Hanson at this point, right? Not Mustang.
そうね。
I know Ingrid wasn't like that. I know Ingrid's mom was very much, like the original CEO seemed to have been way more brutal.
その人たちは私の年で CEO をやってたわけ。私が好きでこうなったと思ってるの。
And I think this right here is one of the first signs of Siwen's problematic behavior. You think I chose to turn out this way? Like she has no control of what kind of person she ends up being. She's not taking, as they say, responsibility for her actions, right? But you can kind of see the start of it right here. And this goes to like real life too, by the way. You can tell what kind of person you're dealing with by the way they word certain things, right? If they make it sound as if they have zero control over a very controllable situation, which circumstance doesn't, kind of dictates different things, right? But something like this is kind of telling of like someone who is making excuses for what they've become and not exactly acknowledging that sure you are a product of your growth and like you're a product of your upbringing and like what happened around you and your history and whatnot, but like you still have enough control in the end. Easier said than done in most cases, but
それでこうなっちゃってるのよ。
it's because everyone kept coming at me from all sides that it ended up like this. You see, not taking responsibility.
大体世間が何を言おうと関係ないでしょ。ミシリスはそんなものに潰されたりしないんだから、絶対に。
はいはい、ミシリスはそうだろうね。でも問題にされてるのはミシリスのことじゃないんだよ。
お前、何なのよ。私が何かして
And her not accepting or understanding that she's doing something wrong.
私の何がそんなにいけないって言うのよ。
分かってるでしょ。革新、結局は成果が出せてないってこと。比べたくはないけど、先代の CEO たちはすごい実績を残してるから。
マクスウェル、お前、私の味方なの？
そりゃそうだよ、当然でし。じゃなきゃここであなたのわがままに付き合ってるわけないし。
誰がわがままよ。
ねえ主演、これは真剣な話。
またそうやって。お前はいちいち大げさに考えすぎなのよ。
理事会が公認候補にコンタクトしてるって噂も聞こえてくるから。なんですって。
This guy's real serious, though, so she's kind of.
公認候補覚えてないの？ジエン。あなたの腹違いの。
The music starts.
あいつが戻ってくる気な。
The fear of a real monster is keeping her in check a little bit.
そういうこと。だから今回ばかりは何か考えないと本気で引きずり下ろしに来るかも。
でもどうすればいいっていうのよ。そんな実績欲しいと思ったって降っては来ないわよ。
どうすればってあるじゃない。天下の2代目でも成し遂げられなかった難題が。まさかニケの性能革新、今回こそ形にすればいいでしょ。それさえ実現すればアブソルートだろうがなんだろうが。
Absolute being damn, this isn't this when Rappy was a part of that squad too? So that was like Emma, oh my god, Vesti, and I'm trying to remember her name. Oh my god. It's not coming to me right now, but I will get there. I will remember. But then Rappy was also a part of that too. Actually, why try to... Here, hold on. Unhua. Went by that way too quickly. It just happened so fast. Then.
それだけはダメよ。あんなものは忘れなさい。
Unhua is certainly a name, isn't it?
シュエン、手伝ってた私が言うのはあれかもしれないけどね。あの設計図は本当に悪くなかったんだよ。見たでしょ？あの時のエンメの顔。
何が言いたいのよ。私が失望されたこと、役立たずだって言われたこと。
Unfortunately, she didn't see. She only saw like his face after, like what he said after, not what he originally like. The look on his face originally when he looked at it, everything.
間違いなく気に入ってた。分かってるでしょ？
She's not gonna believe it from anyone else.
じゃあなんでそう言われなかったのよ。どうして話にならないなんて言われたのよ。
それは
マクスウェル、気休めなんて聞きたくない。余計に気分が悪くなるだけ。
ね
え、いいからもう出てって。
シュエン、
一人にして。
分かったよ。また今度ね。
支援が出てくる。理事会のクソタレ玉。こっちがお父様の穴を埋めるために必死に頑張ってるっていうのに、これ以上どうしろっていうの。何をしたら満足するっていうのよ。支援を出そうなんて、あいつを呼び戻そうなんて。私をダメさせようなんて。そんなことさせない。絶対に許さない。この椅子はお父様。
Man, still holding on to that too, yeah.
私にくれたたった一つの。誰にも渡さない。絶対に奪わせない。どうすればいい？お父様のような革新的な実績なんてどうやって？
どうすればってあるじゃない。天下の2代目でも成し遂げられなかった難題が。ニケの性能革新、今回こそ形にすればいいでしょ。
あれを出せって。
片付けろ。聞こえなかったか。資料を早く片付けろ。
あんなものをまた使おうとしたって知られたらお父様に。
And she's still trapped under his shadow, right? She still thinks that he would punish her, even as an adult, for even considering making the Nikke that she designed. Which is very tragic. This is another, you know, sign of abuse, clear sign of abuse.
他の方法を考えないと。他の方法を。そうよ。必ず何かあるはず。絶対にあるはず。
Oh, a month later.
お久しぶりです。
And this is the Jin we're all familiar with now, right?
主演
I don't think I've ever noticed her fingers, like, one by one. Just gone off like that. On her face.
元気にしていましたか？
どういうことよ。なんでお前がここにいるの？
なんでって。可愛い妹の顔が見たくて来たに決まっているじゃないですか。久しぶりに会えたのに嬉しくなさそうですね。
I remember when we were first introduced to Jian. What event? It was the one event when it was the event with Ether, right? And what's her name? The one with the glasses. And MC was brought down to the ground floor.
嬉しいわけないでしょ。さっさと帰って。アークに出てきていいなんて言った覚えはないわよ。
もう意地悪ですね。会いに来たばっかりなのにもう帰れなんて。それに許可なら出せるのは CEO だけじゃないでしょ。
まさか
妹が最近とっても辛そうって理事会が騒いでいたものですから、無理を言って顔を見に来させてもらいました。
あいつら。
地下にこもってた私にも聞こえるぐらい大変みたいですね。勘違いでしたか？
In this image, she really does look like she has heterochromia, but we've seen from her younger image, her younger self, she does not. It just really does. Like, it looks like the right eye, or her left eye, I guess. Her left eye, from her side, would be, I guess, it's purple, and like this one is blue. The right eye is blue, but...
ここだって地下なのに地下にこもるなんておかしな話ですけど。
お前
聞いた話だと何でしたかね。実績を上げないといけないそうですね。革新的な何かが必要とか。
どっちにしたってお前には関係ないでしょ。
あれがあるじゃないですか。ヒーローのニッケ。もうお父様もいませんし遠慮する必要もないでしょ。
お前には関係ないって言ってるでしょ。それにあれを使う気はないから。あんなもの使わなくたって成果ぐらい出せるもの。お父様が認めなかったものなんて使わない。
もしあれがお父様に認められなかった。
Even after everyone's telling her
本当にそう思ってい
that
るの
isn't
で
the
すか？
case.
もう分かっているはずです。あの設計図に匹敵するものは今に至るまで誰一人として作り出せていなかった。
あら、お父様はどうして？
決まっているでしょ。他に目的があったから。
他の目的？
それなら考えてみてください。お父様はなぜあなたを CEO に選んだのでしょう。あなたが正妻の娘だったから。他はともかくあの人はそういうところで差別はしないのでは。
そんなの誰でも知ってるでしょ。お父様を知ってるみたいに語
I
らない
mean,
で。
it's funny she says that even though Jian spent most of her time with her, with the father.
だったらもう答えは一つしかないでしょ。 あなたがあの設計図を出したから。
私がヒーローの設計図を出したから？
そうです。革新的な2機を作る才能があると認めたからあなたに CEO を継がせた。うちやなくてね。
うちやなくてね。
間違っても誠実な人ではありませんが、人を見る目は確かでした。振り返ってみれば、あの頃の私は
Even I can admit that I was a little unhinged. My goodness.
野心が隠せなくなってしまうくらい。
So she just got better at hiding her true intentions, is that?
私でもそんな子には後を任せられなかったでしょうね。
知った風な口を聞かないで。
あんな仕打ちにあってまだかばう気な。
Which is insane, but that's how abuse goes.
そないに好いてもらえるなんて。
When you meet someone who does not have the affection of their parents, it is quite similar to it's similar to this, right? That's a void, like if they're especially if their parents have passed, that's a void that can't be quite filled.
そんな言い方はやめて。お父様が大事なのは当然でし
Still,
ょ。
despite everything too, right?
へえ、
そう
そうですか。
そうですか。そうなんですか。
だから使えない。自分の目的のために娘の努力を踏みにじって重い立場まで押し付けていなくなった父親のために、もうここにいるわけでもない人のために自分の最高傑作を使わないと。愛情ね。そんな効率の悪いものにこだわるなんてまだまだ余裕みたいですね。私も下にいる間にものがわかるようになってきましたし、今はそれほどその椅子に座りたいとは思わなくなっていたのですが、そんなことならもう一度狙ってみるのも手でしょうか。油断してはいけませんよ。
There goes the monster devouring her bit that Enmei said.
あんまり気を抜いているようなら、そうですね、そんな気がなくても取り上げてみたくなってしまうかも。
Doing it just because she wants to.
頭
Or
おかしいじゃ
just
ない。
because, not because she wants to, but because she could.
まあそんなに怒らないでください。今日は本当に大事な妹の顔が見たくて来ただけですし、また遊びに来ますね。
二度と来るな。
やっぱり来たんだ。理事会が動き出したってことか。
あらあら、どなたかと思えばマクスウェルさん、お久しぶりですね。
久しぶりだね、ジエン。
どうして私の誘いに乗ってくださらなかったんです？寂しいじゃないですか。
私は地下より上にいたかったからね。
面白い方ですね。ここだって地面の下だと思います。
I think I missed that the first time. That's
でも
funny.
できることは違うでしょ。 MMR があんな地下にあるのはそれなりの理由があるんだろうしね。
So yeah, for reference, MMR is like deep underground. So the Ark is already underground as they're hiding from the Raptures on the surface, which is, you know, they reclaim the surface, like the Attack on Titan, they're reclaiming Wall Maria and all that kind of stuff. But MMR is like, it's very far down underneath. It's much farther than, you know, I can't really describe it. It's just far. It's far.
不要な線引きだと思いますけどね。ニケの開発に光も闇もないのではありませんか。人の命をいじり回していることには変わらないのですから。あなたほどの武装のエキスパートがいてくれたら MMR は今以上の成果を出せると思うのですが、残念です。
それはちょっと買いかぶりすぎじゃないかな。 下にはいい人材がたくさんいるし、私くらいは上に残ってないとね。それとも妹のそばに手強いおもりがついてるのが気に食わないとか？
まさか大事な妹にこんなに頼もしい人がついているなら、私としてはありがたい限りです。
Tough to tell if it's her adoring her sister or condescendingly speaking of her sister,
た
right?
だうちの可愛い妹が最近はずいぶんいろいろ言われとるみたいですね。なんでも成果が出せていないとか。
Like, it really looks like this eye is purple, doesn't it? Like, I'm not just going crazy, right? You can see it. It looks purple. And then this one's blue.
それって頼もしいはずの部下が思ったより頼りなかったということなのか、それとも使える腕を使いこなせない上の問題なのか、どちらでしょうね。どちらでもないとしたら、案外私が CEO になった方がいいと思われているとか。
それだけは絶対にないね。こう見えてもあのひねくれたガキとはあなたより付き合いが長いんだよ。
そうですか。それにしては昔ほどべったりしてるわけでもないようですね。
ま、大人になるってそういうことでしょ。
Well, that was because she didn't show up at her inauguration, but unfortunately she was kind of like, you know, tranquilized, so.
そうですね。あの子ももう子供ではありませんし。
今のところは私が不甲斐ない右腕だってことにしといて。
そうですか。では不甲斐ない右腕さんには頑張ってもらわないといけませんね。
はいはい。不甲斐ない部下がもっと頑張ります。そういうわけだからさっさと下に帰ってくれる？うちの大事なガキンチョ CEO のこといちいち煽ったりしないでほしいんだよね。
ええ、そうします。
はあ、どっと疲れた。
I can imagine.
あの性格、父親そっくりなんだよね。まったく。シュエン、大丈夫だったかな。シュエン、大丈夫？さっきジエンが出てきたのを見たんだけど、何かあった？私が来ても何も言わないなんて。それって。
Alright, so I think that is as far as I'll do today. Ideally tomorrow I'd like to do like from here to like maybe here, so that way I can just finish this off on Thursday. So actually, wait, can I see? What is this? What does this show me? So like where, let's go by release. Oh, actually no, what does it look like in the history? Oh, so this is here after. Yeah, so this happened directly after Hansen took over. Interesting. Damn, I wish I kind of want to go through it. Like, I think when Nikke is finished, right, and I of course I will be alive for that, and I'll go be getting hit by cars. I'd like to just go through everything in the history order, or I like to watch the entire game over through that lens. But yeah, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I do want to try and finish everything up before hard mode on Friday, so ideally I should be here tomorrow. And then Thursday I can stay up super late. But Thursday, I want to try and finish like whatever's not done, just do it all Thursday. So that way I stream for hard mode on Friday, which won't be until later because I'm going to go see Spider-Man, brand new day. I need to watch Multiverse of Madness, which I might do tomorrow. And then I got to watch, I think there's another Spider-Man movie that comes out like that's after that, which I'm probably going to watch Thursday. But I'll see. But yep, that's the plan. Friday I won't be home until like late because I'm going to like another city, so it's gonna take like an hour to get there, and then I'm gonna hang out, come back. Shouldn't be home till about 9-10 o'clock, I don't think, and we'll do hard mode then. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. Don't get hit by any cars. Drink plenty of water. Stay safe, and I should be back tomorrow. Good night.